Siren, hello. Look at you being all first and crap. How are you doing this evening? I hope you were sufficiently rested after last night. And I'm not ready for you to end this game. I know. It felt like we had so much game, and now all of a sudden we don't. It went by so fast. I gotta tell you, this one is gonna be the most compelling for me, because this one and Ignis were the two that I was looking forward to. Because, I mean, Ignis, I knew what it pertained to, so I just didn't know what it was going to reveal specifically, but I knew it was going to take place around the battle in Altissia and all that. I have no idea what Ardyn's is going to be. I assume we're going to be playing as him, which is intriguing. But beyond that, I have no idea what to expect. I got some rest. I'll get more tonight. That's good. Alright. Switch over. I'll wait a minute. Are you going to scare the crap out of me with a party panda again? You know what? Here. I'll do it for free just for you. It's okay. Hey, diversion! Uno, dos, tres, catorce. Thank you for the 14 months? Did I read that? Yeah, 14 months. Holy crap. That's insane. Thank you for the resub, diversion. How are you doing tonight? Boo. It's okay. You're just in time, diversion. We're about to do a free party panda. So get ready to dance. When Stream Elements decides to kick in here. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did attempt, didn't you? Great playing WoW and killing Wendigos. Oh god, don't tell Wendigo that. Remind me again, when did you say the new expansion comes out? Was it next month? Alright, let's try it again. Oh, there we go. That was a huge delay between when I typed it in and when it kicked in. So, I assume it's because Stream Elements was tired and didn't want to do its job. I hummed it in my head. Oh god, yeah, no, it's a great song. I do that too. Alright, let's get into it. That's a really cool shot. I love the duality of it. I don't like his left side of his face, though. Siren, thank you for the bits. And you're back in the green. Very nice. No set date yet. Where did I get that date from then? We were just guessing based... Oh, okay. We are guessing based on past behavior. The pre-patch just hit the PTR, so it should be live in about 3 to 4 weeks. Pre-patches are, I'm assuming, patches that prepare it for expansions, like quest dialogues, prepping, and like stuff like that. NPC relocations, whatever. The expansion should follow a few weeks later. Oh, October. Okay. Oh, Stream Elements is going into overdrive now. Yeah, pre-patch gives us quests and events leading up to the... Oh, you actually get new quests and such. Okay. That's cool. This music. I know. It's so optimistic. It's such a stark contrast to the title screen music before I completed the main game. Also, I killed so many innocent seagulls. Why? Why would you do that? target practice or questing, or were you just bored and wanted to see how many you could do? I forgot he's got his own title screen probably, so we can load it up. Yeah, 14 just ended their patch. Hopefully new expansion next year. Oh yeah, Tuesday, right? Was new patch day, I believe you said. One of my spells has a massive AoE splash and they were too close to my quest objectives. Oh, so it was just collateral damage. I wasn't ready for this. Why is it only half the screen? And what is Kingly Clash? This song is beautiful, though. Last week, yeah, we got the ending story for this patch. Now it's end patch stuff and waiting for next year. Oh, they allocate their... Yeah, okay, I see. Well, it's good that they're providing constant updates on a frequent basis so that you're never bored. If you're into, like, story and questing and whatnot. Like, 4 seagulls per kill, they littered the ground. Did they at least provide, like, I don't know, feathers or something? Like, could you get some use out of their deaths? I hope so. Nope, zero loot. They're just critters. Aw. Poor guys. Yeah, every couple months. But they were late this patch by 2 months. I'm guessing the pandemic. So we're really wanting more now. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem if you're used to a schedule and it gets disrupted. Just intensifies that need. Alright, I'm liking this song, but I want to jump in. So let's get into this. We're doing normal. If they jump scare me on the right side, okay, good. See, that's the face, that's the stuff of nightmares right there. Having turned the Empire into shambles and shrouded the world in darkness, Ardyn, erstwhile healer of those who ailed, now sits atop the Lucian throne, denied him by the crystal some 2 millennia ago. Wait, we're picking up then? I was under the impression this was going to be before the events of the main story. Maybe that's just a fact, a loading screen fact. Sorry, did you sleep after your long stream? About 4 hours or so. Sleep good tonight. I hope so, Siren. I really do. I need to figure out how to stream all the things I want. I'm running out of room with the 3 days I do stream. Like, your games list, you mean? Or all the things you want? Yeah, that must be what you meant. It doesn't help, too, when one of those things is an MMO, because by their very nature, MMOs can suck you in and take all the time, right? Does that mean you're thinking about adding more days? Here we go. This is the original title screen.
Long ago, there lived a man, blessed by the gods and revered by the people as their savior. His name was Ardyn Lucis Kylum, and he was to have served as the first king of Lucis.
Oh. I didn't realize he was that old. Oh, that's trippy. Okay, we are rewinding everything back. Hello?
Tensions between the two countries remain high, with neither nation showing signs of backing down. In other news, a member of the Border Patrol has been reported MIA since sometime before dawn this morning. The missing officer has been identified as 28-year-old Mars Sapientia. Although Officer Sapientia allegedly reported for duty at his appointed time, fellow officers say he disappeared soon after and has not been sighted since. Officer Sapientia is a tall, fair-skinned male and was last seen wearing his Border Patrol fatigues. Anyone with information on Officer Sapientia's whereabouts are requested to contact the Crown City Police immediately. And now a word from the Public Information Bureau. Today marks the anniversary of the founding of the Kingdom of Lucis. The Founders Day Committee has prepared a number of attractions in honor of this auspicious occasion, including a parade around the Citadel as well as a statue of the Founder King himself. All are welcome and encouraged to participate in today's festivities. This has been a message from the Public Information Bureau.
What about you?
Now, on to the weather.
Shouldn't you be looking for your buddy?
Today in the Crown City, we expect mild and sunny weather with nothing but blue skies.
I'm on
The
special
borderlands
assignment.
may experience some inclement weather, starting in the evening and continuing throughout the night. That concludes today's news and weather.
Thank you, game. I was aware that this was Ardyn.
Sweet home at last.
Welcome to the Founders Day Festival. In a moment, the parade will begin making its way through the city. King Regis is scheduled to participate in the festivities, circling the Citadel alongside the statue of the Founder King, Somnus Lucis Chiron.
It is so weird being able to control him. Sorry, let me... Oh, okay, I wasn't as far behind as I thought. Yeah, WoW is a time sink, but I enjoy it. Maybe one more day? That might be okay. I'm not sure. Today this guy I have been watching played WoW permadeath. Oh, you told me about that. Got his character to 60. I want to do it so bad, but that's also a huge time sink. Yeah. See, my fear with that is just, like, playing it on your own. BRB, okay. I don't know, playing it just on your own in your off time for the challenge. I get that. I get where you would want to go with that there, but I don't know how I would ever feel about streaming something like that. I'm not a huge fan of permadeath. But I know there are people out there that are. Alright, I can't access the menu. Alright.
So this is the city Somnus built. Built on the back of his own flesh and blood. Just look at them, free of care and unaware of the war beyond their wall.
So, Siren, if you're still here, I might be asking you a lot of questions as I progress through here, because Ardyn's story had always been vague for me as I played through the main game. The impression I got that I'm getting is that he is like the brother or somehow related. Hey, Pixel! Thank you for the resub, Peen. What? No. Why are you talking about Peen? Thank you. How are you this evening? Hello. Hello. How are you? Because why not? You know what? That is a great reason to do anything. I'm great. That's good to hear. Ready to tackle the work week? I'm not. We are playing, as you can see, as Ardyn, the main bad guy. I just missed something Siren said here. Sure, understandable stuff gets explained. Oh, I know. I figured that that's what this entire episode will be about, but I have a feeling I'll still need a few knowledge gaps kind of explained to me. Sure, I'll be here. Okay, perfect. Like, high-key feel great because I'm staring at my new job. That's awesome. I am so happy for you. I'm so glad that you're going somewhere that makes you happy like that. I remember I had to leave one job to go to another one, and it was just like a sideways step. It was just I was changing jobs as a matter of convenience as opposed to it being a step up from what I had before. It's not a there's no alleviation there. So I'm glad that this job is going to do that for you.
To ensure the safety of all festival goers, we ask that you please follow all staff instructions. Vehicular access will also be limited in some areas around the Citadel for the festival's duration. In addition, traffic will be stopped entirely during the parade. We thank you for your cooperation.
What need is there to worry when brick and mortar blinds them to the suffering outside? Why venture out into the world when you feel so safe within? What a life to live.
Petito, hello. Thank you for those bits. I appreciate that. How are you doing this evening? And I mean, what's his name now? Ardyn, he's kind of got a point. Like, if you're living in isolation and you're safe and able to protect yourself, you kind of want to isolate yourself out as much as you possibly can. Good lurking and such. All right. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you. I'm also very happy about it. That's great. That's awesome. Alright.
This is the statue of the Founder King? I see the sculptor took quite a few liberties.
The incredulity. He's just so astonished. Well, Siren, you know how you put yourself in the green? You're back in the red now.
And that must be the King's castle.
Oh, and Skip might be back tonight, too. Founders Day Festival, Lucius.
Now, let the fireworks begin!
Oh.
Cursed be the waving wings of the gods.
Wait a minute. Tell me we're not going to lay siege to Lucius? Tale of the Fallen King, Prisoner of Fate. I really hope that's not... Oh, that's cool. Oh, that reminds me so much of the Sephiroth pick from FF7. The year is ME 734. Spirits are high on the Crown City as all of Insomnia prepares to celebrate Founders Day. Yet the citizens of the Lucian capital are in for a rude awakening. Ardyn has returned to interrupt their peaceful reverie. There we go. And wreak havoc upon his former home. First reflecting on the events that brought him here. So, was that the start of the attack on Luciusson? Like, are we about to see, like, diamond weapons soon and the Imperial Army? Chapter 1, Darkness Awakens.
Ardyn.
Era?
Oh, Ardyn. You can't expect me to believe that.
Oh, we've time traveled.
Oh, but I do. You have my word.
Well, in that case... You look exhausted, my love. Are you all right?
I am.
Pixel, thank you.
The gods bless me with a power and a purpose to cure people of what ails them. I must see their will be done.
Your devotion shall not go unnoticed. The gods will doubtless be watching over you.
So she must be the Oracle?
Just as I shall be watching over you every step of the way.
She kind of looks inspired from, like, Greek mythology or something.
It seems to me the cure for your exhaustion is comprised of two things, one of which is rest.
Oh? And the other?
Is me.
Yep. Oh, these two are adorable together.
Oh, Era, pray be with me, always.
Era, okay. Oh, I'm getting bad vibes from this. Is this gonna turn into a revenge story? Oh. We're all over the place here. Angel Guard. 721. Are they impaling him, or how are they keeping him up?
He's alive,
For stay.
just as the ancient texts told.
This is the guy that put himself in Immortalia, right? The big giant horizon-looking snake thing that tried to attack and kill Prompto? And the one that's, like, helped facilitate the Magitech soldiers and all that? His father. Okay. Interesting. The glove screams very Catholic vibes. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Prompto, not... Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
Take him away.
He's the one that Prompto is cloned from, basically. Yeah, okay. A lot of first-person stuff going on in this one. What am I looking at here?
Don't touch me.
What is that?
Status report. Everything is fine here.
Roger that. We'll transport the subject to your location.
And we'll have the medical team ready as planned.
What's the situation over there?
Nothing to report. We're just...
Oh, okay.
Adagium sighted!
Dodge you.
Get it back in the cell, no matter what. We can't let that thing off this island.
Ah, okay.
Stop. Cease this. Cease this.
At once!
Okay, Ardyn enters Overkill when his HP falls to 0. While in this undying state, his attacks deal more damage, but his maximum HP falls every time he takes a hit. Okay. When Ardyn's maximum HP falls to 0, the game is over. Alright, so don't die, otherwise you die. Gotcha. Oh! I just realized what type of damage he was doing there. Press circle to attack with your arsenal of royal arms. Hold circle to blitz the enemy with consecutive attacks. This is going to be an interesting ride. Oh my god, there's a handsome Squidward filter in Instagram and I hate it. How can you hate handsome Squidward? Posted a pic on it on Discord. Alright. Alright, here, let's take a quick look. Which is it? There we go. Alright, let's take a look. I don't know what to say to that. I hate it so much. But you still used it. You must have been intrigued by it. You know there's some people out there that are going to love it. That's awesome. Oh, he's got a sword. Okay. Ow. Oh, okay. God, the camera's really getting in my way with this episode. Alright. Oh, there's more. Press square to dodge incoming attacks. Hold square to quickly shadow step around the field. Okay. Oh, snap. That's cool. He doesn't do a lot of normal attacks, though. Like, there we go. Okay. Why is there a score? Land 5 successful strikes to perform a finisher and create an opening to demonify the enemy. Oh, no. Press triangle while an enemy is vulnerable to demonify them and harvest their life force. Oh. That's how he's invulnerable. Or immortal, I should say. Cactar!
Could they be? Yes. I didn't purge him of the scourge. I bestowed it upon you.
Incredible. His power's unbelievable. Hey.
So he didn't actually know what he was doing when he was doing it. Okay. Interesting. Eminent magic technological expert Versailles Besithia steals away to the umbral isle of Angel Guard and absconds with Lucius's darkest secret, Adagium. I mispronounced that. He escorts the subject back to one of the Empire's Magitech research facilities for further study. So we like stepped by a lot of in between stuff there. I hope it sees to it at some point. Let me try to catch up while it's loading, because I was. All right, well, you know what? You gave it a shot. You were intrigued. You clearly are not a fan. Don't tell like your husband or your friends that, because they might try to trigger you with more of them. Welcome back to Version. Alrighty, Siren. Good to see Siren is alive for now. Oh, come on, Siren. You're doing better than that. Oh, we're on chapter 2 already. Well, hold on for a sec here. Hello, Unspoken. Why are you running around as a half-naked man? Not just any half-naked man. This is Ardyn. And I don't know. He was imprisoned somewhere in Angel Guard, I guess. It looks like the Empire was trying to break him out, and we were attacked by Lucian assassins or soldiers to try to get me back in, which we promptly stopped. That's all you've missed so far. The real question is, why aren't you? You know what? I like the Version's explanation better. How are you feeling tonight, Unspoken? I hope you're doing well. Okay, we're back in the...
Somnus.
Forgive me, brother,
They are brothers, okay.
but the throne seats only one.
Gods, no.
So that's weird. Like,
Ardyn Azunia, Chief Besithia would like to see you.
okay, do we have control? We have control. Okay, so something about that strikes me as strange. If you're Sumnus, and you decide your brother can't be king, and you should be king, and you go and attack him, and his love, I don't know, girlfriend, wife, I don't know what she's supposed to be to him, protects him and ends up being slain by your hand. what happened after that? Like, I would assume that Sumnus would still try to murder his brother. I mean, there was, I guess, purpley, ragey energy coming off of him. Maybe that saved him. I don't know. Feeling fine. Went to my parents' pool today and just relaxed. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, the weather's been gorgeous. Where I am, anyways. Definitely pool weather. So, glad to hear that you got that too. How's Last of Us 2 treating you? New information has been added to the data log. Review it from the archives menu. Does it just tell me? That is an awesome menu pick, by the way. The archive holds memories from your journey. Photos let you view photographs you have taken. Okay, I didn't realize he was a photo taker, but that works. Dialogue lets you review research materials and enemy information. Okay. I was but a boy when I saw my first demon, a wild canine run afoul with the plasmodia. I fear that should have consumed me was itself engulfed by an intense excitement, much like the dark miasma that spreads across the land and blots out any trace of light or life. Some might deem me a madman, vilifying me for researching a wicked plague that brings naught but death. However, be it magic technology or old, or the demons of our day, understanding that which we fear is a vital step towards enlightenment. Oh, it's Besithia's journal entries, that's why. Okay, I'll...
As well head out.
Every time he speaks, it weirds me out. Even when he wasn't being creepy, he sounded creepy. Really enjoying it. I think I'm about 6 hours in. Nice! The hard mode, honestly, isn't that difficult. Oh, really? I seem to recall the first game, like, there was a substantial difference between going from one difficulty to another. So maybe you're just really good at the game. I don't know. I will not be as brave as you. I will be playing it on normal. It's weird being able to go through these halls without attacking anything.
I dare say this outfit wasn't tailor-made.
No, I guess it wasn't. Alright. Let's see what's in here. Oh, dinner, apparently.
Have a seat.
So this is just fresh off the rescue, I guess.
Don't want your food getting cold, do you? Are you enjoying your stay?
No.
You've been asleep for years. Learning to appreciate the waking world will take time. Perhaps I can help enlighten you while we dine.
I'm sure there won't be any bias. Ask about the time, ask about the food, ask about his motives. I feel like asking about his motives would be key.
What is it you want from me, anyhow? What about me interests you so?
You said it yourself, didn't you? You were chosen by the gods. And frankly, with powers like yours, I'd say you're nearly a god in your own right. We need those powers that you possess. With your strength on our side, we could finally put an end to the gruesome war with Lucis. You two must desire the fall of the kingdom that cast you into exile.
My desires are all in the past.
The man who wronged you may have died long ago, but his descendants live on to this day. Surely you must bear them some feelings of ill will.
My feelings are none of your concern.
Oh, really?
Come along.
I didn't want to not ask any other questions. Oh, that's lame. It's mainly resources that changes scenes. Oh, okay. I imagine that would be a part of it, but usually it's also like how quickly you die, how tanky are the enemies. If I remember correctly, the hardest difficulty setting in the first game, I can't remember what it was called, survival or something like that, actually disables your listen mode. Which is interesting because from what I heard when the game released, that was supposed to be the initial way the game was supposed to be played. Which I find intriguing.
This is the fruit of my labor. A small portion of it, that is. I envy you. A human life is too short to truly understand all there is to know about the world. Go on, have a look.
I don't think he wants to have a
Watch your
look.
step, won't you?
What kind of demon is that?
Demons were first officially recognized as a new species roughly 200 years ago. According to ancient texts, however, humans have suffered from a parasitic plague wrought by the demons for upward of 2 millennia. Demonification is caused by a mutant strain of plasmodia that takes root in living creatures and changes their cellular structures. Infected creatures begin to disperse miasmal particles, the spread of which is known as the Star Scourge.
Star Scourge, okay. That actually doesn't sound too terrible, except for what it does. Alright.
Made from plaster poured into a demon-shaped cavity discovered deep underground. Demons sublimate when their vital functions cease, so this particular specimen must have vaporized after the mud around it had already solidified. Scientists believe this subject burrowed into the earth in order to shield itself from the light of the sun.
Okay. I'm getting the impression this episode is going to be more factual based than combat. Which, given how Prompto's episode went, I guess shouldn't surprise me. No, we'll leave that for now. And we won't save yet. Let's see what this is.
This is our world?
Oh, God, there's so many things!
It's estimated that Eos came into existence some 4.5 billion years ago.
Oh, but they're short things, okay. Here's my take, no spoilers. Alright, I appreciate that. Resources are nice to have, but they give you so many checkpoints that if you get hurt, no need to use medkits or other resources. Oh, that's weird. Just die and reload checkpoint. Yeah, that's... Don't get me wrong. I appreciate checkpoints. They shouldn't be so frequent that you can just... be like... It shouldn't detract from the survivability of any scenario that you're in, right? Oh well, I assume that the game is at least like the combat parts are fun to play, even if it's easier.
Six protector gods who first alighted upon Eos in the ancient Solheim era.
Okay.
Fossils thought to be remains of the oldest members of the human race were discovered in the Vistala region. Some claim that humans discovered fire in the Sukkot region even before the dawn of the Solheim civilization. According to legend, the fire god Ifrit first bestowed his burning wisdom upon a man who later sat the throne of Solheim.
Solheim, that makes sense.
The civilization of Solheim is presumed to have originated in the Disgaea and Clan regions. Exactly when the civilization rose and fell, however, remains the subject of much investigation. The enormous crevasse separating the regions of Clane and Disgaea is known as Telpar Crag. It is here that the War of the Astrals is said to have taken place. When Ifrit tried to reduce mankind to ash, the other gods fought back, and some claim this clash caused the collapse of Solheim.
That in itself would make an amazing episode. Reliving that battle?
It is said that Ifrit, having lost the War of the Astrals, was interred atop the Rock of Ravito. After the war, the ice goddess Shiva allegedly sank into a deep slumber, nestled in the Goravas Rift of Volute. To this day, no one knows what became of the blade god, Bahamut.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they treated him more like a dragon knight with a focus on swords instead of spears or poleaxes. Yeah, the combat is still great, still very fun. Maybe the survival mode is much more challenging. If it's anything like it was in the first game, you will quickly discover how reliant you are on listen mode. Although I don't know if it disables it in survival mode for the second game. Like 1 bullet every hour or 1 rag per medkit. Yeah, that would be intense if that's the case.
The Earth god Titan can be seen supporting the meteor at the heart of the disk of Cothus in the sky.
Okay, so we're just going over everything.
As for the storm god Rama, legend has it he sealed himself away within Fosha Hollow in the sky.
Rama. I'm totally going to forget the name of that place, but at least we heard it.
The sea goddess Leviathan disappeared in the wake of the war. Some say she swam below the waves and slumbers beneath the city of Altisha. Some 2,000 years ago, the gods granted Somnus Lucis Chiron 2 gifts: the sacred stone and ring. With these in hand, he founded the kingdom of Lucis. In the centuries since, Lucis has managed to expand its territory while struggling to suppress a parasitic plague. As of ME 722, Mor's Lucis Chiron sits the throne as the 112th monarch of his line. Regis Lucis Chiron is King Mor's firstborn son, and first in line to succeed his father.
Okay, so we're at a timeline where Regis is a child or a younger adult?
Angel God, off the coast of Golden Key, is an uninhabited island that Lucians regard as sacred ground. Ancient texts tell of a monster known as Adagium supposedly sealed away within, but investigations into its existence have yet to provide conclusive evidence.
Adagium, okay.
Soon after the establishment of the kingdom of Lucis, House Fulare founded the nation of Tenebrae. The empire began its occupation of Tenebrae in ME 359, a move that was initially met with much apprehension. In order to assuage the dissenters, the empire preserved the oracle's home of Fenestala Manor. This concession was partially made for political purposes. House Fulare enjoys close ties with the line of Lucis.
This is cool. It's going over every little blurb of, like, just a quick synopsis of the history of every nation, major player. I love it. Welcome back, Siren.
The Portal Protectorate has developed into a bustling league of towns at the heart of maritime trade. In ME 606, the Lucis and Accordo, and in turn annexed the Protectorate. The country is steeped in traditions and cultures that are incompatible with imperial rule, so the Empire has permitted it a measure of relative political autonomy. Centuries after the founding of Lucis, a movement to revive the lost civilization of Solheim arose around the Welfun region. Leading the charge was House Aldercat, whose brave deeds brought about the rise of the Niflheim Empire. The Empire built upon Solheim's magic technology and employed it for military use. This new firepower helped the Empire fell, taking Tenebrae in ME-359 and Accordo in ME-606. As of ME-722, under the direction of Emperor
Roar! Oh, it's low? Sure. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let me know how that sounds when I unpause it. Mic is fine though. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Unspoken. See, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to make sure I had a roar. I can barely hear the guy talking. Okay. Yeah, let's turn it up a little bit more. Hopefully it won't blast your ears. I don't think it will. I didn't turn it up too much. Okay.
Aldercat. The Empire is developing new arms, fusing magitech with demons.
How was that, guys?
Vestiges of the ancient Solheim civilization can still be seen in the ruins of Piteous and Steeleth Grove. Several ancient structures also dot the forest of the Fall Grove that encircles Castlemark Tower. Excavation of these various sites is currently underway.
Oh, that's where we found the mithril, isn't it? Better, the guy is soft-spoken and might get louder depending on who's talking. Yeah. Alright, so long as you guys can hear. I can turn it up louder too if it would help.
In ME-501, during an expedition in the Ulwat region, the Imperial Army discovered a new species known as demons.
Oh, and that's it? Good thing for words on screen. Yes! I still can't believe there was no captions on the main story. That was bizarre to me. Alright. Ooh. So, Siren, you've obviously played these before, right? Would you say that this is going to be around the average length of a typical episode, like, compared to the other three? Because I'm noticing there's a lot more lore to this than there was with the other three, for sure. And I'm okay with that. I'm just wondering if I'm going to be able to finish tonight. I like this picture. That's cool. Oh, well, welcome back. I was wondering how long, like, is this episode about comparable in length to the other three? And if you think it's longer, do you think I will be able to finish it tonight? Because I had assumed that it was going to be like the other three episodes, but it's a lot more lore heavy than I thought it would be.
At center, we see what I presume to be Lucian warriors and the kings of yore. I've learned a great deal about the first king of Lucis, but I never knew he was second in line. It seems to depict a legend in which the chosen king dispels the darkness. If that's true, does that mean Lucis intends to someday stand above all others? Their trifling tales mean nothing in the face of our superior technology. Only we can restore balance to our world. At the top of the painting, we see the Oracle herself. The bloodline of the Oracle is one of the oldest in years, originating with Era Mirus Flore. Only they possess the power to commune with the gods. This painting depicts the Oracle as some goddess of light herself. She'd doubtless prove a powerful ally if
Freya's last name was Flore, was it not?
On the sides of the frame, we see the Hexathian. Conspicuously absent is the traitorous god of fire who started the Great War of old. Perhaps developing a deeper understanding of the demons will bring us closer to comprehending their divine counterparts. But what if I were to find a way to combine those two disparate elements?
It might be a little longer than the others, depending on how fast you get through it. Yeah, I know it's obviously dependent on how fast I go. That's like her great-great-great-grandmother. Okay. It's just interesting, the parallels there.
By my estimation, the grotesque creatures depicted here are likely demons. Could this mean these monsters will be harbingers of the apocalypse? If only we could find a way to harness their power for ourselves.
The line of Lucis was chosen to eradicate evil from Eos. And with the divine on their side, how could they fail?
More journal entries. Sure. This is our means of saving in the game, is just sitting on our sofa. I guess that's no different than leaning up against a vending machine. Only the females of that family are Oracle. Luna became Oracle when her mother was killed. Yeah, okay. I assume it works similarly as the King of Lucis. Like, it's always the males that take the throne. Sure.
Given the demon's aversion to light, they typically stick to the shadows until the sun fades and the night falls. Adagium, however, is different. Unlike his demon brethren, he can still function uninhibited in broad daylight. Of course, the ultraviolet rays harm him, much like they would any other demon. Yet his cells regenerate quickly enough to essentially negate the damage.
Yeah. It stings. Like the light of the sun. Perhaps I'd best cover up.
So that's why he's always wearing trench coats and fedoras and whatnot? So that way he can still traverse. It's almost vampiric-like. That's okay. Yeah, so whoever the crystal picks, really. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, because the crystal kind of... It's like the physical manifestation of what's left of Bahamut, right? Was that everything? That's where I came from. What's up here? More journal entries. A door that denies me. Even more journal entries. Oh, and then your face. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go to the one spot that seems to be left. Right you are. Okay. Right on both accounts. His outfit and the crystal. Okay, perfect. It's great when I understand what's going on. The Undying Prisoner. That's going to be... Yeah.
That is what the Lucians call the monster they imprisoned for 2,000 long years. His powers surpass those of any mortal, and his body is all but impervious to attack. It's no wonder the Founder King sealed him away on the Isle of Angel Guard. He undoubtedly feared this monster might challenge his reign.
The catcher.
It seems fortune smiles upon me. Though the Lucians kept him locked away for 2,000 years, I've managed to secure Adagium for myself. The raging winds and stormy seas may have cast all others away, but the waves parted for me that day and led the way. While I've yet to conduct any official research, the potential he proved in combat was most promising. I estimate his powers easily surpass anything man
fascinating, isn't it? I pored over the ancient texts and found scarcely a mention of you. I barely believed you existed till I saw you with my own eyes. With your help, my research is proceeding smoothly. You have my thanks.
I don't know. I didn't really feel that powerful when I was fighting the Lucians. Alright, we'll quickly save again. Just because it's here and I feel like we're going to be advancing soon. Wrong button. 2,000 years. Yeah, I didn't realize it had been... So, that's why we never saw Ardyn prior to Regis's time, is because he was imprisoned for all that time. Backstory, I just got a call from my shift about work tomorrow. No, no worries. Welcome back. You excited for tomorrow? Also, that's the reason why I haven't streamed the past couple of weeks. A lot has gone down. Oh, I can imagine, yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully, once you get settled into your new place of work and everything kind of starts sorting out, we'll start seeing some more New Vegas. Or whatever. Very excited. I'm still technically at my old job next week, but I don't know what's happening with that. Oh, so you're probably going to be working both jobs overlapping? Like, not conflicting overlap, but like both jobs at the same time kind of thing. I don't know if I explained that any better. I think you know what I mean. Well, I haven't fought in 2,000 years and you were... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Whoa, new job hype. Definitely. No, I just... Not going to show up. Okay. But you did put in your 2 weeks, right? Like, they probably will expect that if anything conflict, you're going to take priority of one over the other. Stream elements jumping in again. We have 2 shift calls out for the week. Oh, okay. So they're probably trying to get your availability. Bodes well for you, though, right?
This must be how the gods feel looking down upon our world. Here we have a model of imperial territory. It includes our present lands as well as our future acquisitions. Feel free to have a look.
So Ardyn is not a stupid person. I assume he knows that they're basically using him as a weapon, but he's going to take advantage of it to exact his revenge, basically.
There's something you should see. Come with me.
Okay. It distinctly says downstairs.
Most interesting on the Rock of Ravito. If my experiment on this specimen succeeds, it might provide the information you've been looking for. This way.
So this guy's very much the Hojo of this universe. But he's a lot more military-minded.
Is that...
Ifrit the Infernian.
Oh.
You subjugated a god and brought him here?
He was sound asleep, just like the legend said he'd be, so we put him on ice. Do you think you could turn him
into a demon?
If you managed to demonify a deity, you could learn truths no mere mortal could ever dream of knowing. You'll access 2,000 years of his memories, and if you can control him, he'll be a weapon of supreme power. It's certainly an enticing offer, isn't it? Just think you could exact sweet revenge through divine retribution.
How do you know what I want?
I don't, but I know you have no other options. Well, shall we?
So...
Come see the fruits of my Magitech research. This way.
Alright. I shouldn't leap to any conclusions
The
yet.
ancient civilization of Solheim, forefathers of our magic technology, once flourished on this land. Had they not incurred the wrath of the gods, they may have remained prosperous to this day.
And you wish to restore them to greatness?
To surpass them, which is why I need you to lend me your strength. But I'm certain magic technology and demons are the keys to unlocking the door to a new future.
Hot is all I saw. Well, I've never not worked my 2 weeks, but our boss really screwed up, and it does work out for me because we can't open the store if we have 4 people having to work the whole week and only one shift. One shift's up. One shift up. I see. Okay. Yeah. No, that doesn't sound ideal. Yeah. But I mean, that's not your fault, right? It was your boss that screwed that up, so... I'm starting to understand why you're happy about moving on. Because this isn't the first time those types of mistakes have been made, right? I love Ifrit in this game. I wish he changed sides at the end. See, I have questions about that, but we're not finished this yet, so I'll hold off on asking them for now. No lead to that conclusion? Okay, well, the conclusion that I had reached, prematurely, mind you, because we're not done this yet, is that he goes in, he successfully demifies Ifrit, however they pronounce it in this game, and basically he's a demon the entire story of FF15. So even that final battle at the end of the main story, you're not really fighting, it's not Ifrit trying to exact revenge. He's still demonized. So it's the conclusion I leapt to is maybe he's not worth, he's not, he was acting without control, we can't blame him for attacking Lucius. But that's the part where I'm speculating, because we don't know if he's actually going to demify him or not. What's your comment? I want to hear. Yeah. I knew that voice sounded familiar. Versailles is voiced by Steve Blum. That name sounds familiar. They're both really creepy voices. It's kind of making me uncomfortable watching these two talk to each other. That name seems familiar, though. I can't recall it. Do you know what else he's voiced? Supervisor. Okay, we need 6 people on one shift. Nope, we've been out of a boss for 2 weeks. I'm guessing pandemic. Is he self-isolating? I guess we shall see. Thanks, sorry. I'll demonize him if you know what I... Oh, Pixel. You know what? If Skip's not going to be here tonight, anytime Skip's not here, you can fill in for him perfectly. You guys have the exact same sense of humor. Steve Blum is Tom from Toonami, along with many other things. Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Spike is the main character. I still haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, but I know a little bit more about it since I looked into it before. Yeah, okay. Tom from Toonami. I don't know what Toonami is. Good. I will be back. Skip. I'm glad you're willing to embrace it, Pixel. Gasp, Panda. I'm sorry. We have much to discuss. Am I missing out on something vital here? I mean, it sounds familiar, I think. Maybe I recognize it, and it's just not coming to me right now. I know, right? I'm sorry, I'm letting everyone down. Skid stayed up too last night. Late last night, and is still asleep. Hey, he could be. I mean, last night was his first night back from vacation, and he stayed up fairly late, like you said, so yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I read some of his stuff, and I knew he was from somewhere. Oh, so you recognize the two siren. Okay, let's see. Are you ready? Sure. That's kind of ominous. Wait.
Lucians? But how?
Okay.
Adagium sighted.
Requesting backup from Nimbus Squad.
Shutting down communications until all clear.
So, you've come to kill me, have you?
Or die trying.
Just as you accused me from a right the satisfaction written my eyes though I may be gone, it was on the cause of the soldiers people that
Who is it?
Okay.
Out of my way!
Take this!
would you have lost your I was busy building a kingdom.
Well, you were lost in slumber? That probably wasn't his choice. Demonify enemies to fill the phantasm bar and conjure spectral arms to increase your attack power. I am much used to Noctis's attack style. We'll just skate over here. He kind of reminds me of Akuma from Street Fighter, the way he teleports around like that.
Here goes! Stay back!
Oh. Oh, okay. We took damage.
So this is it.
Perhaps you ought to sleep away your sadness. You deserve a wonderful
Did he just absorb that person? Oh. Oh, okay, there's more. Chain infection? Perform consecutive demonifications. I missed the rest.
Blast!
Did we wake up Ifrit? Oh, yep, he's up.
He's alive. Must stop him before he destroys everything.
Oh, we're fighting Ifrit. Okay, alright. Hold R1 and press triangle when the Phantasm bar is full to inflict royal retribution on your enemies. R1 and triangle. Oh, hello.
Oh, Infanian, grant me the power to take Somnus, his people, and his cursed kingdom, and burn them all to the ground! No!
chosen to be king? Go.
Ardyn.
Oh, there's so much to unpack here. Sorry, let me catch up. How much did I miss? Okay, here we go. No, read that. No, read that too. Now we played COD about 3 hours ago. Oh, okay. I really want to watch Big O again now. I'm not going to say anything. You know what? Screw it. Remind me, what's Big O? Also, yes, she was on 2 weeks isolation, but she was the only person allowed to do that. It is so weird to me. Like, it's actually against the law to not self-isolate here in Canada. So, I don't know if that's a regional thing or if that was a federal thing, but, yeah, like, if you even think you came into contact or might have symptoms, you have to self-isolate. So it blows my mind that they're actually denying people the ability to self-isolate. Sorry, anyways. Literally everyone who went on the leave, including me, she came back in a week or less. That's not okay. Panda, you need to watch the movie. Which one? Oh my god, it's been so long since I've heard of Big O. What is that? Yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to his fighting style from Noctis. Yeah, it's similar, but it's not. Like, I like how he kind of, like, glides around and whatnot, but he teleports so much as he's doing his attacks. It's, like, I want to be able to do more consecutive hits, and he keeps trying to sneak behind them. By the way, when I jokingly said I had fans only to my sister's friend, she told me, OnlyFans, is that what you mean? She told me she could see me do that, but I only insult people. Wow. Oh my god. Here comes Daddy Demon. Dang it, that dude made it too easy, and I so tempted. Come on, Pixel. Hey, Potato, welcome back. Come back from Lurk, and you're already battling Satan. Yeah, essentially. Not only battling Satan, but trying to control him. What's your question? So many questions. Oh, I think I asked which movie. Because there's two, right? Kane's Glaive and the anime, which I still don't know what that one's called. I'm amazed at how big Fall Guys has gotten. I'm not. This kind of thing will happen. There'll be a game that, like, is widespread and will be really, really popular. We'll see if it dies down just as quickly as it blew up. Big O is an older anime. Steve Blum voices the main character, Roger Smith. It's kind of like Batman if he had a giant robot. Alright. Maybe I don't recognize it. That doesn't sound familiar at all. I really need to watch more anime, I guess. Like, I know a couple of the ones that everyone watched in North America. Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, obviously. Couple of others that don't come to mind right now. So there's so much in that world I've missed. Now it's super competitive. Like, why can't we just play a game? Oh, God, yeah. Well, I mean, by its very nature, it's competitive, right? But that's how I approach it. It's a good old time. I enjoy it. Movie and then the anime, so both. Or do they both take place before the main story? He can destroy me. See that? Multi-layered. Know about this episode. I don't know what that means. Sorry, I'm I'm still tired myself, so you'll have to forgive me. Also, if people are willing to pay me to insult them and nothing else. Oh, that's that one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'd totally be down. I'm good with words. There you go. A nice little side project. And you get to have some fun with it. Honestly, part of me hopes that you're actually serious. Movie, yes, before the attack on the city. Anime, I don't know. It's been forever since I saw it. Okay. You said you had a question on what you just saw. No, I said I had a lot to unpack. Like, a lot went on there, and I have to mentally process what all that meant. Yeah, sorry. Like, why are we in, like, purgatory right now?
Era.
Forgive me. I defied the will of the gods and revealed to Somnus you had been chosen to be king. I never dreamt he would try to kill you.
But he did. Somnus fooled everyone so he could usurp the throne. Everything that happened, it's all his fault.
No, listen to me. It's my fault. I'm the one who ruined your future. This was divine retribution for my sins.
You've no sins to atone for. Gods! Answer me! Why have you burdened us with this fate? Hera! Oh no! Hera! Please!
In the names of the gods above, fulfill your calling, Ardyn, and punish me for my sins.
Hera.
Kill me.
That's right. Kill her. Put that monster out of its misery, just like I did.
I can't. My calling is to save lives.
Just like you saved that innocent man by turning him into a demon.
Please, Ardyn. You must live.
I can't. Not without you.
Come. Why not give the lady what she wants?
Oh, no. This guy's kind of a douche. Come on, Ardyn. No!
Once again, you failed to save her. No surprise. A monster can do naught but destroy.
Admittedly, his portrayal of Somnus is very biased from his side, but still.
I'll never forgive you, Somnus. This monster may not be able to destroy you, but I'll see to it that I destroy everything you built. Hear me, gods above. No longer shall I supplicate you for pardon. No longer shall I sojourn toward the light. Nay, the path I intend to tread is paved with blood and darkness. No longer shall I seek your guidance. This path is mine to tread alone.
God, that's creepy. Is that the dagger he used to stab Luna Freya with? It looked like it.
The Empire's demonic experiments bore fruit before long, precipitating the production of a Magitech infantry. As recognition for his contribution to this research, Ardyn Azunia was inaugurated as Imperial Chancellor. Thanks to its newfound firepower, Niflheim managed to break the stalemate that shackled the nation for more than 100 years, and, in turn, forced Lucis to scale back its magical barrier. The untimely passing of King Mors ushered in the era of a new monarch, and the young Regis Lucis Kylum succeeded the throne. Meanwhile, Ardyn began to spread the Star Scourge throughout the world, stealing people's memories and learning as much about the kingdom as he could. In time, those memories began to merge with his own, gradually transforming him into a wicked echo of his former self. And now, at long last, the time for his revenge has come.
Yes? Maybe this won't be long. Most of the chapters, or most of the episodes only had 3 chapters. Please stop moaning. He was in pain, Pixel. This turtle in WoW just told me he used to be an adventurer like me. Oh no. Did he take an arrow to the knee? What am I watching? Can they stop? The power of Christ compels you. Yeah, it's very biblical with its themes for sure. I don't know what that is. Have to make those noises because I needed to match the lip flats because I hate that. Oh, English voice. The voiceover. Sarah, maybe you can shed some light on that. Do you know if they lip sync to Japanese voice acting or English or both or neither? But yeah, okay. I figured that was what you meant after I read the rest of your message there. And, what you witnessed there, Diversion, was Ardyn coming into his full evilness. He is now full-on evil mode. Okay, let's stop looking at the save menu. I think... Oh, no, there she is. I want to say yes, because you can see some of it in the main game where it doesn't match. Yes to just Japanese voice acting, maybe, then? I mean, betrayed by his brother and bereft of his beloved, Ardyn is burdened with the blessing of eternal life. His feeling of enmity toward the line of Lucis grows greater with each passing day as darkness continues to consume his body and soul. So his line was chosen to be the king of Lucis. Why was he lucky enough to be blessed with eternal life when all of his grandchildren basically are not? That explains the moans. Maybe both, I don't know. Definitely Japanese, okay. And that makes sense. I mean, it is a JRPG. Chapter 3, A Fiery Vengeance. So we're going to be back into almost modern day Ardyn now, back in Lucis. Yeah.
The creature has begun spewing flames, turning the area surrounding the citadel to a sea of fire. All citizens must evacuate.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on?
Greetings, people of the Kingdom of Lucis. Do forgive me for interrupting the festivities, but I must tell you, this day of rapturous revelry shall be your last. Call it divine retribution. False kings and fraudulent nations are fated to perish. The sins of the past must not go unpunished. The time of reckoning is at hand. And today you shall atone on behalf of your forebears.
Who is he? We've yet to ID him.
Resist if you wish, but know that your fight against fate is a foolish and futile one.
Whoever he is, it's clear he wishes us harm. You stay here. I am going to put a stop to this madman.
Oh, I didn't even recognize him. That's Regis. Which he obviously must have succeeded then, because he lived to be much older than this.
Well, don't let up. Time to set to work.
Oh, we got Spider-Man. Oh, okay, that was cool. Okay. This is not music I would have expected. Where are we at here? The hello? Hello, Slothy. Way before Noctis. Yeah, no, I realize that now. I love this DLC. Hey, Joey. How are you doing this evening? Be right back, gonna walk the dog. Alright, sounds good. Mainly from watching Siren. Okay, I'm alive. Probably faring better than you are. You did warn me not to sit on the couch. It was dangerous. That proved to be my undoing. But I did get some rest. But I hope, yeah. It's good to hear that you're alive, and I hope you're feeling kind of sort of rested as well. You saved me from my couch. Yes, learn from my mistakes. Okay. Let's figure out what we're doing here.
This is your captain speaking. Code Red, I repeat, Code Red. Follow your commander's orders and get the situation under control.
Everywhere these days, the wonders of technology.
It's so weird walking around with a friggin' deity helping. Oh, and he's slapping them around. All right.
Is this truly the best Lucis can muster?
Yes, apparently it is.
Have you identified the creature?
Oh, it just needs to be a 5-hit combo. It doesn't need to be the same guy.
How could it possibly withstand the daylight? For now, help the citizens evacuate. The Vanguard will take care of the giant. Absolutely, sir. The Crown Guard is almost wiped out, sir. Target is still on the move. Special forces are on the way. Try to hold out until they arrive.
Think you can kill me? I'd love to see you try.
Oh.
Sending backup. Don't let him get away.
This is so weird. We're supposed to be saving people, not wrecking them. Hold L1 and press up or down. I can't tell, actually, with the tech bars full to make Ifrit perform a powerful technique. Oh my god. We can use him like a ally. I don't know why, but my dog roared at me because I was petting her and stopped. Oh, that's why, because you stopped. Just pet your puppy again. Ifrit will temporarily fight alongside Ardyn. Issue another command to resummon him into the fray. Okay. I'm trying to. Furaja. Alright.
Oh, picking up the hunt already.
Currently engaging the target. Sir,
Ow.
he's one of us. Then what the hell is he?
This is going to hurt.
That is so cool.
Sir, we've identified the astral? Yes, sir. One of our officers seems to be controlling the Infernian, but we can't get an ID on him. What? Find out.
Siren! Thank you for the gifted sub. Oh, hey, you're back in the green, too. Thank you. Joey, welcome to your new happy place. I hope you enjoy our emotes. And welcome back, Siren. No! And hey, you have your own set of cookies now. Sorry, Sloppy. Yep, commands. I missed that. Gonna be in and out as making egg fried rice. That sounds awesome. I just simply made myself some more burgers tonight, which I'm not sad about at all because I love hamburgers. But that sounds good too. So, but I appreciate the lurk. That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, RPG, hello. So are you enjoying these DLCs? You didn't know you had. Yes, thank you for getting me to re-examine the case. To answer your question, I am enjoying them. I like the light that they're shedding on the different parts of each character's story. Ignis was my favorite of the three protagonistic characters. The story for Ardyn is a little predictable, but it's still good. Like, it sheds a lot of light on his backstory, which I appreciate. So, but how are you this evening? Why are we still here, just to suffer? Slothy, that's very philosophically depressing. Oh, burger is same place you got yesterday? Maybe. They were so good. I had a craving for them again today, so I figured why not. Oh my god, Betito, you've been here for 6 months. Almost 7 months. Was it that long ago I was playing Life is Strange? Actually, yeah, because that would have been late January I would have finished that, I think. Wow. Slothy's been here for over 9 months. You're closing in on a year pretty soon here. Almost 7 months. Yeah. Ignis was my favorite too. I actually didn't like him until the DLC. It's not that I didn't like Ignis. I especially warmed up to him after he, after the events of his episode took place. But he just seemed very... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, the stereotype associated with, like, book smart people in these types of stories. He kind of had that going on. So he seemed very, like, not obnoxious. That's way too strong a word, but a little more uptight, I guess. But yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite characters, especially playing through his DLC episode. That was a lot of fun. Slothy, you got a good collection of cookies growing again. I could eat a burger. I'm sorry, unspoken. If you end up craving them, I claim no responsibility for that. Hey, that means that's a good place. Yes. Very true. Siren's been here for almost 11 months. Siren, we're closing in on the year. And I'm still here, Panda. Yes, and I appreciate that. I remember I followed you during school. Hell, that is sadly coming back to life. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a few horror stories about what's going on in the States. All the schools being forced into just like every day. It's obviously you guys know what's going on in your country more than I do, but I am glad I'm not worrying about it. I hope it's not as bad as what I hear, though. Pixel, you're getting a good collection of cookies there, too. I gotta head to bed, night all. Diversion, thank you for hanging out. I hope you didn't kill any more seagulls. Out of context, that sounds weird. But yeah, I appreciate you swinging by. Thank you again for the resub. And have a good night. I didn't hate him, he was just too nag. Yeah, naggy, that's a good word. Always stopping you when you're trying to drive car at night. See, I always let him drive. And I'm kind of glad I did. For two reasons. One, I didn't really want to. I didn't really like the driving aspect, to be honest. And the second is, he can't really drive after he lost his sight, right? So, I'm glad he was able to enjoy that more. If that makes sense. But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely. Neg is a good word. I know nothing at all. Very scary. Do any of us know anything, Slothy? But Ignis was asked to be like that. He was always smart, which got them out of stuff. So it was good he was around. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I did like Ignis's character. But, yeah, Nagy's definitely the right word. But yeah, you're definitely right too, Siren. Are they just... Oh, okay.
There seems to be some kind of disturbance. What's going on?
Why, whatever do you mean?
Now I need you to locate and destroy the devices amplifying the wall.
As you wish. Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Now, where in the world might those dastardly devices be?
Disable the wall amplifier to seize control of the surrounding area. Check the map to view the location of the amplifiers. All amplifiers also strengthen the royal guards stationed around them. Disable the amplifiers to weaken the enemy's defensive capabilities. It's cool that Square Enix is, like, willing to embrace different sources of creativity. Like, this is not a song I would ever expect to hear in a Final Fantasy. And I actually appreciate that they're willing to take those leaps. What am I looking at here? Oh, hostiles. Okay.
I've marked the location of all the devices they're using to amplify the wall. They seem to be positioned on rooftops around the city. Find them and destroy them.
With pleasure. I'll be sure to keep you abreast of my progress. No rest for the wicked.
Press L2 to perform a phantasmal leap and quickly point warp to a marked location. Is that where, I guess that's where my save point is?
Going up.
That was cool! Wait. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Take a break. Yes, take a break. Amidst all the chaos, he's just sitting on the bench reading a magazine. That's so ridiculous. I love it. Let's save. I love making the food. I wish he would make the food when you stayed at the trailers. I never understood why he didn't. I like Prompto and Noctis most, but I actually didn't like the Prompto DLC too much. Probably because I personally don't like fighting with the guns in games. Oh, okay. And that's fair. Yeah, I have played a lot of third-person, third-person shooters, I guess. I don't know. Like games like Uncharted, for example. And I do enjoy them, so I actually enjoyed Promptos. It was very action-oriented, for sure. The Immortalis boss at the end was ridiculous, and I love it. But yeah, I can see why that might be an acquired taste. You've never seen any of this? His voice sounds like that I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt song. Oh my god. I hope that association doesn't stick. Egg fried rice turned to deviled egg fried rice. Hey, if it still tastes good. This is the new episode before everything ended. Yeah, Siren, I wanted to ask, because I heard that there was, from what I heard, there was supposed to be 4 episodes, and they only released 1, and they canceled the other 3. So, was there going to be like 2 seasons of them? Was there one of the three, like Noctis, or not Noctis, Ignis, Prompto, and Gladio. Was that like one season, and then the second season was going to be like Ardyn and whatever the 3 episodes were? Or am I just completely wrong? This was meant to be the start of another season. Oh, okay. I literally just went on a rant for nothing there. So what were the other episodes that were canceled, you know? I like this background. Oh yeah, for sure. I think this was meant to be Noctis, Urania, and Lunafreya. Oh, that would have been cool. The rest are in the Book of Dawn. Oh, or in the book Dawn of the Future. Right, there were novels written about this too, weren't there? I forgot about that. There was a whole bunch of stuff for this game.
Perhaps I'll take the high road.
Okay. Alright. Nope, that's not what we want. God, that's so terrifying. Why do I have an aura on me? Oh. Dude, that's not okay.
This is going to hurt.
Oh, he was gurgling.
Expected more from you.
What is that? As you explore Insomnia, destroy decorations and other objects related to the Founders Day Festival to boost your score.
Oh dear, did I do that?
Oh my god.
Shall we dance?
Destroy the nearby mana fonts and begin deactivating the wall amplifier. Okay. Ow. Oh, okay, alright. Ow. That is so cool. Alright, let's bring these down. Skip! We missed you around here. How you doing? Thank you. 1 year. 1 year, Skip. Thank you for the resub. How are you, my friend? I'm sorry, Siren, you're back in the red. How was your vacation? How are you feeling? All that wonderful good stuff. I'm going to back up while I await your response, because I know I missed some stuff. Okay, I read that one. 6 total, the 4 we got, then Luna and Urania. Okay. So I guess I did miss here a little bit of it then. Dawn of the Future was meant to be this season's DLC. Oh! So did they write the book instead so that the story could still come out? Or were they just going to base the DLC on the book? Arnea, Lunafreya, and then Noctis came after episode Ardyn. It's like an alternate timeline, but that's all I'll say. Interesting. You know, I might be wrapping up this game soon, but I'm not going to be, like, done with it. Like, I'm going to be fully invested in the lore in this, I can tell. Is this GTA FF15? Are you saying that because of the music? Party Pandas. Resubs. I love this Ace Attorney Turnabout music. It's very party, or like it's a very good party song in my opinion, though. Don't you think? I'm feeling fine. That's good. My sub ends my second day of school. Rip. That's okay, Softy. We just hope we still see you around, that's all. Slothy drop out. Good. Good that you're not dropping out, Slothy. The book came out so we could still see what was supposed to happen. Okay, alright. So if the episodes weren't canceled, we might not necessarily have gotten the novel then. I see. Skip, you're calling him a coward? Wow.
I have sworn to vanquish all who would besmirch this sacred place.
What? Defeat the newly activated Guardian to fully disable the wall amplifier. Okay. Each one's gonna have a boss?
Oh dear. The kingdom's defense budget is surely nothing to scoff at.
The quips. Shadow step behind enemies that attack to blindside them. Successful blindside strikes can leave foes vulnerable to demonification. Blindside strikes cannot be performed while in an undying state. Well, that makes sense. Ban Slothy until he drops out. Skip. Come on now. Love these fights. They are fun. I'll give it that. That's a bit harsh, dude. See, even Unspoken's calling you out. Parents would be very mad. I might have to live in my parents' house till I die. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Now is when Ifrit comes in handy. Oh, are we still able to summon him? Alright. Your parents will suffer. Skip. Oh, God. Alright. Ow. Alright. Yep, there it is. Boom.
All hail the Almighty! Is this truly the best Lucis can muster?
Oh God, okay. I didn't realize he stuck around. Ow. Oh, there's mana. Alright, well, that's fine.
Praise be to the gods above!
You have overtaken Sector B. Hostile stations there have been weakened. Okay, so we actually have to go to every single one then. It looks like. Okay. So this is kind of more what I was expecting in Ignis. At the very beginning of the episode, they were talking about retaking regions of the city. It didn't really seem to do anything. I was a little disappointing that feature that they were introducing didn't seem to have more emphasis on what was going on. What am I missing here? I would that too. If everybody loses, isn't it like kind of like everybody wins? No, Skip. That's not how that works. Panda, we moved Raid Night to Wednesday, so I'll be able to see Tuesday stream fully. Nice! We'll definitely be happy about that. Is this episode extra girthy or about the same length as the others? I've been taking some time to address like chat and pay attention to some more. This is a lot more lore heavy, or it was. So it's girthy in that respect. I feel like I'm on the final chapter still, so it's going to be girthy, but not that by much. It's gonna be a little longer, yeah. There's a good chance we might go past midnight. So, we'll see, obviously. Everyone in a 5-mile radius will lose. Miles. Stream Elements, stop lying. Stream Elements isn't lying. I'm on Twitter, and it's very random when I tweet. If anything, that's the epitome of being truthful. This episode reminded me a little bit of Assassin's. Yes, I got that vibe too. Assassin's Creed with a little bit of Infamous, with his powers thrown in there. It's a very weird amalgamation of the two types of games, but I like it. Past midnight, Nani? Maybe. It depends on how everything goes. Prompto has taken me the longest so far, and that stream only took me to 11:20, I think, something like that. So we'll see. 75-hour stream. Oh my god. 22-hour stream. No, we already have one of those. Oh, I need to update that. We have the audio roar now. We don't need the text roar anymore. Mods, please remind me if I forget by next stream. Because I probably will, let's face it.
It doesn't seem to have had any effect just yet. Keep going for now.
Earn ability points, AP, by demonifying enemies, then use those AP to activate nodes on the Demon Sphere. And acquire new abilities to aid you on your quest. Dissension is actually what it's called. Oh my god.
Roar.
Yep, just like that. Alright, let me catch up. Siren, why are you getting the fuzzy cuffs out? Panda said that if you aren't ever here, I have to take the mantle and protect your honor, Skip. Yes. Pixel is correct. Panda going to be doing a 24-hour stream on January 20th. I wouldn't bank on that. Will do. Thank you, Siren. Yes, that... So when I used to stream on the PlayStation, directly from it, you can't see my TV, obviously, but... I used to have the chat window up on that, and that's how I would see the roars. Was that way. With my current setup, I don't see it as easily, so that's why we have the audio one now. Poop jacket is not a command, and I don't think it ever will be. That's horrifying, Skip. Gladio took me 2 streams. 2 streams. RPG, are you a streamer, perchance? At least say SFX RAR instead of just RAR. I don't know what that means, I'm sorry. Yeah, he is. Your optimism is humbling. I'm gonna stay a little more on the realistic side for now. It's still way too early to be making that call. Oh, Unspoken, you're the one that 8-bit roared at me. I couldn't pick a greater successor, Pixel. There you go, you got Skip's blessing, Pixel. Skip, she has been doing great too. Yes, she has. I can't spell. You're in the right spot, don't worry. Fine, I'll eat your fish sticks. I don't remember why why did I say that? What do you mean no poop jacket? Okay, Pixel, fine. If you're able to get, there's actually a command that no one's taken advantage of yet, or a new store item, sorry. If you get 50,000 cookies, you can make your own command. If you can save up 50,000 cookies, you can make a poop jacket one, if you really want. Yes, but not popular yet. Oh, okay. Well, we're very supportive around these parts. That's not what I wanted to type. Hold on. I can type, I swear. There we go. Your last playing Fall Guys. Nice. We are very pro Fall Guys around these parts. Yeah, I'll try to swing by and give you a follow there, RPGer, once we're done here. Oh, God. Joey's jumping in. Is this really going to be a thing, guys? I will explain, just not now. Okay, fair enough. Oh, Siren's jumping in. Sloth is jumping in. Why? Why are you guys making this a thing? I only stream directly from PS4. I'm not computer savvy. That's fine. Honestly, RPG for about a year, I did the same thing. So, absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're very accepting of any type of stream around here. So, wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, if you're talking about the command store item? Yeah, I tried to tell you guys that one night, I think. Yeah, just type in !store. It'll give you a list of all the different items that are available. And that's one of them. Pixel's having some issues with her keyboard. Siren's now saving cookies. Joey lost all of his, sorry. That's me. Oh, there you go. Unspoken can do it. Fall Guys. Wait. Somebody made it? Who made the poop jacket one? Or am I seeing something made up here? No, that's Stream Elements saying that. Unspoken poop jacket. Oh my god, did you really use it? Oh my god. Thanks. Oh yeah, no problem. Alright. I'm gonna be quickly going through this because I want to get back to the towers. I stream up. Yeah, Slothy does that as well. No, I'm the only Xbox pleb. No, you're not. Skip, why are you being a hater tonight? Didn't you pre-order a PS5? Not a hater, just a bitch. Okay, well, there's all that. I have a poop computer too, and I'm too poor to buy a good one. Besides, I don't like playing games with keyboard. Might be partly because of my autism, but I'm not good at using keyboards. No! Well, okay, I can't speak to your condition. You know that better than I, obviously. Like, right now, I'm playing off my PS4. I'm only using my PC to stream. Because I'm the same way. I'm a console gamer. I'm very much loving my controllers. I have been playing PC games, and I'm slowly getting used to using keyboard and mouse, but I prefer the keyboard still. So I understand. Wasn't me. Alright guys, time to undo the fun. Skip, are you making fake commands? Yeah, you are. Okay, I thought so. So that's left. I must have missed the command where you used that. I was wondering why I didn't see a redemption for it in the chat. Okay, what am I looking at here? Okay, that's Shadow Step, Phantom Fade. Press X after jumping to leap again in midair. I can double jump? Yes. Where was the point cost? There it is, okay. Absorb more particles when modifying an enemy, yes. Alright, what do we got up here? Spectral Charge. Press down to convert all remaining MP into spectral energy. Increase maximum HP and MP. Yeah, we'll probably go for that. Crash into the ground and raise the surrounding area. Depletes bar by 3. Alright, we'll go for you. Especially for only 4 points. Greatly, yes. Why are these so cheap? Okay. What's this one? Recover MP after parrying an attack and landing a successful counter-strike. Okay, given the how low those values were, I'm guessing we're nearing the end. Because I've got very few abilities left to unlock. Okay, let's go.
Sir, one of the wall amplifiers has been destroyed. But why would he target them? Is this a NIF attack? We haven't sighted any Imperial soldiers inside or outside the wall, sir.
Alright, you guys talk about your attack. Can I leave a marker? Yes. By the way, I love this picture. I don't remember if I mentioned that earlier or not, but that's a great picture.
Stop it at once, sir.
Raiding party!
Hello, Raiders! Alright, we'll get back to the game in a moment. Hello! Miss Natural 96, hello! How was everybody this evening? Last playing Life is Strange 2. Oh my god, I love that game. What episode are you on? Holy god. Sorry, Slothy. You have to be awake for the raid. Joe, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Bettino, I had a feeling you had something to do with it. Miss Natural, thank you for the follow. Did we give her a shout out yet? Or them, sorry. I assumed it was a her from the miss part. Panda, you need a hype command. I know, I keep meaning to do that. Sorry, did. Okay, thank you. Right, that's how I knew it was Life is Strange 2. I'm sorry, it's very chaotic tonight. I'm all over the place. How is everyone? What did you say up here? I will send the invites, Miss Natural. Oh, you're talking about something else. Okay. Just finished the 4th episode. Oh, so you're almost done. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay, alright. So how are you liking the game? And have you played the other two? Yes, thank you for the shout out, and yes, I'm a chick. Sorry, I try not to leap to assumptions. Sometimes it happens, and I try to correct it if I realize it. Thank you for shouting out again, Siren. FF7 sound when you win. Yes, yes, we have a new alert. I remember Skip saying that it sounded like the bit alert, so I wanted to make sure it changed. I'm a woman too. Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, Joe. I love this game. Yes, I am loving this game too. I'm a little sad because we're going to be wrapping it up soon. I've already played through the main game and the other 3 episodes. But playing through this as Ardyn is very, very different, and I love it. It's chaotic because poop. Oh God! No more poop jacket pixel. Panda, hello, Pirate Ghetto. How are you doing tonight? I have played them all. Okay, do you have a favorite? I know you haven't technically finished 2 yet. Siren, thank you for the bits. Pirate, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you both. Like I said, chaos. Where am I at here? Pixel, poop jacket is peace, poop jacket is calm. There you go. I'm a girl too. Yeah, I do remember you mentioning that, RPG here. I think it was the first night that you were here. Pirate, I love your emotes. Those are awesome. I love yours too, actually. I think you... Let's see yours again. Where was the raid? Oh, you didn't flood us with a whole bunch of emotes. Do you guys have... Go ahead and flood the chat with emotes if you got them. Let's see what you got. Rip Cindy. Cindy's not dead. I don't know, man. I think Life is Strange 2 might be my favorite. Yep. I'm right there with you. I got nothing. It's not anything against Max. Admittedly, there's a little bit of bias against Chloe. Although Before the Storm did help me sympathize with her a lot more. But, yeah, no, the second game was just... Oh my god. I sincerely hope we can find out how, whenever you complete the last episode, what your ending pertained to, what you ended up getting. Skip, stop shouting out ninja. You see, Batito's sad because you're talking about Cindy. Stop that. Skip, you're a ninja. Siren, I can't believe I never followed. Yeah, I used to sometimes do that as well, Pirate. Not intentionally, just didn't realize. Oh, that's cool. Finger guns, I love it. Ninja still doesn't exist, rip. He exists on YouTube. For one stream, I think it was. Slothy, thank you for the hype. Must be because I banned Ninja here a while ago. Oh, did you now? Oh, I love all those emotes there, Batito. That's awesome. Max and Chloe are great, but Sean and Daniel I feel way more connected to. Yeah, I agree. Just their whole ordeal and their relationship to each other and just everything that they've gone through is just so much more real. You just feel for them more. I don't know. I'm making it sound like Max and Chloe are just kind of meh. Like that's not true at all. I don't know. Maybe the story is just that much more compelling for me for 2. But yeah, I was able to connect to them a lot better. What if Ninja tried to rape Panda? It would be weird, since I'm not a Fortnite streamer. But if that were the case, he would be blocked thanks to Skip. So, thank you, Skip. I'm okay with that. Thought it was 2 pirates. He can't have spoke. Yeah, basically. Oh, Batito's showing off all the emotes. Holy crap, that's a lot. Batito, thank you for the suggestion. Yes, thank you for bringing your friends over this way. I appreciate that a lot. I love meeting new people, so, yeah, occasionally I can't speak. I hope you're okay with that. GG's. No ninjas on Twitch. Oh, is he now? Happy Panda's a good guy. Oh, Batito, you're making me blush over here. But thank you. He never did YouTube, disrespected. I thought he did a YouTube stream as well. No, Facebook. I don't know. I don't follow Ninja's antics. I heard he streamed on a platform once and still got, I think that stream he got like more viewers than he did ever while he was on Mixer. That's the only reason why I remember that much about it. I just can't remember the platform. I thought it was YouTube. Skip is Ninja. Oh my god, the secret's out. Skip. Daddy? What? What is that? Ninja Skip. Unspoken. Well, it seems like it. Yeah, I try to... I know I haven't gotten to the game in a while. I promise I will get back to it. I try to make sure everyone gets... You know... Doesn't get ignored. So apologies if it's a little on the slower side right now. It's usually not this chaotic. Skip doesn't appreciate his secrets being shared. I hadn't followed you yet. Shroud. Apparently Shroud doesn't exist, because you just shouted yourself out, Skip. No problem, dude. And your Shroud? Yeah, he's everybody. Yep. Yeah, Shroud still doesn't exist. Why are my mods shouting themselves out? No, seriously. For all the new people here, if you guys have not checked out Skip or Siren, They're both amazing streamers. Skip just came back from vacation. I believe tomorrow will be Mario, Super Mario Maker 2. And then he's also playing FF6 for anybody interested. Siren just got off of a 22-hour stream that was entirely Skyrim. Not intentionally, it just kind of happened. But yeah, if you guys check them out, you won't regret it. I'm going to get comfy and I shall be back later. So glad to meet you. It was great to meet you too, Miss Natural. I appreciate the raid again. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. I lost my train of thought. People must have been here to get shouted at. Is that what it is? Shroud is playing Skyrim. Is he? Well, good for him. Yeah, that's turning into that, Slothy. It's not intentionally a chatting stream, but Siren is Shroud confirmed. Don't check me out. I'm a degenerate. No, you're not, Skip. That's not what I know, Siren. I'm teasing. I saw Skyrim, so I followed. Nice. If you try to shout out somebody that doesn't exist or YouTube doesn't recognize, Twitch doesn't recognize, Pirate, thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. If you shout out somebody that Stream Elements doesn't recognize, it'll just shout out whoever is trying to do the shout out. We believe you, Siren. Oh fuck, I need to make a Mario level for Skip. Slothy, you're still making levels? Watch Skip, he's a degenerate. And Siren, because she's cool. Yep, there you go. Mods were drunk in Siren's chat, now mods are drunk in Panda's stream. I was sober, unfortunately. Hey! You should have been, everyone else was having whiskey, apparently. Armageddon, hello! Haven't played Skyrim in a good long time. Well, I mean, Siren can help you with your fix there. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, my mods were drinking. I'm here to throw a bit. You don't have to do that, Pirate. Just being here and hanging out and chilling is just awesome. But I appreciate the bits too. Yep. Tip of the fedora hat. I can't heal. You're not knocked out yet, though. Slothy. Why are you trying to shout me out my own stream? I appreciate the sentiment, though. Slothy makes levels of Mario. He can explain his, for next Monday then. There you go. Give yourself some time. Yes, he occasionally makes Mario Maker levels for Skip to do. The few that I've seen were, like, very short, decently made levels. Like, bite-sized levels. But they were well made. I got 2 weeks of 4-year Mario Maker levels to play. That's still going? Oh, wow. Doing good, just came back from a family birthday. Oh, nice! I hope you had cake. I wasn't drinking, sorry. we know, Joey, don't worry. It was probably good that you weren't, too. I played 22 hours yesterday, and I want to play more. Well, yeah, you got so many more unfinished quests to go. Oh, but you were. I'm too poor for alcohol. Aw. Oh, there. See, you shouted yourself out again. There's no Happy Panda 69. Sorry, thank you for shouting out Unspoken Night. For anyone not following him, he is currently playing The Last of Us Part 2. See, it works. No, I know. Well, Unspoken exists, so that's why. There was cake? I hope so. I got cake. Update title just chatting. I'm going back to the game, guys. I promise. I didn't see this. Yeah, he made it a 69. Okay, alright. I'm caught up. There is a Happy Panda 69, but I think it only shout out people who have actually been in your chat. No. You've shouted out Ninja before. I guarantee he hasn't been in my chat. Because you blocked him. So... Roll Tide, can't we just talk? We have been talking. We've got 6 more pillars to destroy. I don't actually know if that's true. I know we got a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I must have seen the 7 and knew. Okay. So it was an educated guess. Shroud as a person and it didn't work. I'm guessing you spelled his name wrong. What a Roll Tide emote? I guess Siren would know. Shroud is a... Yeah, I read that. You have shouted ninja in my chat and I yelled at you. That is true. Skip, you do spell occasionally wrong, okay? You are a better speller than most, I will give you that. See, Siren owns it. Sounds like Skip, yeah. Are you talking about that kid who was on one of the console live streams? I want to say yes. I believe he was invited to one of the panels, yeah. What? What spell wrongs? God. I think we actually have a quote making fun of the inability to speak English. Okay, alright. We've been on the pause screen long enough. Let's go ghost our way over here. I love that, by the way. Enjoy. Why are there no guardians here? Like, there's literally no one here. I guess we chatted for so long, even the enemies got tired of waiting. Oh, you're not done yet. There we go. I love the designs of these things. God, I love that teleport.
Not even close.
Oh, okay.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Alright. "12 times damage." Oh, vulnerable. Set it on fire. Bam. Oh, right, Ifrit sticks around. I keep forgetting that. Oh, no. Okay, that's not an immediate teleportation. Oh, snap. Okay. Oh, we lost Ifrit. Okay. That's fine.
This is going to
And now he's back. Oh, and now he's vulnerable. Alright. Slap him. I love the cinematic shots.
They call upon the kings of yore to come to their aid. Bless their soul.
You've overtaken Sector A. Hostile station there have been weakened. Not that I care. I'm going to stay on the top of the roof, like, everywhere I go.
If they summon the old wall, perhaps I'll see that long-lost brother of mine.
Things are going swimmingly.
Wonderful. Here's hoping you can continue unimpeded.
Yeah, that was a lot easier.
After the wall amplifier, sir. He took out another one?
Okay, we'll listen to that momentarily. I will be reading them, but not out loud. I am on chatting way too much. Read that. Play the game, Panda. Yes. What? Oh, did I apologize for not playing yet? Is that why? I just read the quote that came up from Slothy's command there. His face fell off. When was that quoted? I have no idea. That's amazing. Shadow Bob Ross. I don't think that's his actual username. See? Tell me Bob Ross ain't a damn channel. That's not how it's spelled. Hold on. Hold on, Skip. Oh, God, it is spelled that way. B-O-B-R-O-S-S. No space. B-O-B, yeah, okay, all right. I don't know. I have no idea. And you didn't even do an at, which makes sense because he's not here. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That's weird, actually. And he's live now. Just winning his worship. Yeah, exactly. That's where the That's What She Said came from. Okay. You're just Vince Bob Ross. How dare you? Yes, Slothy. Bob Ross is love. Bob Ross is life. Yes, I know. Bob Ross is awesome. All right, guys. I'll catch you soon. Good night. Someone kept me up all night. Cough. Sorry. Unspoken. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a good evening. July 4th, not the way we celebrate independence from Joey, but the day we mourn the loss of Bob Ross. Oh, was it July the 4th that he passed? Passed out on me unspoken. I was up all night. Good night. I'm taking off as well. Just wanted to throw bits. Pirate, I appreciate the bits. I appreciate you being here. You're an awesome person. Have a great night. Yeah. Is this Spider-Man all of a sudden? Top of the roof? I'm getting Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, exactly. Canadians apologizing? That's off-brand for them. Thanks, Petito. I'm glad you don't subscribe to the stereotype. Why are you getting so many face quotes? It is a username. I looked before I did it. I don't care that it won't work. I just want everyone to know I'm right. Oh, so it isn't the username is what you mean then. Because you know you typed it out right. See, the thing is, though, Bob Ross is just the name, the formatted name that you see. That's not necessarily the username. If that makes sense. Like, if they're in chat, I don't know. You know what? I'm speculating. I literally have no idea. Let's see if we have any points. Yes, you already told me. It's 10 points. Okay. Not enough for that. All right.
Reinforcements around the amplifiers. Sir.
Oh, it's really not close. Alright. I guess I'm not going to be on the roofs. But I won't be on the ground either, apparently. Oh, this is such an amazing way of, like, traversing the terrain. Oh, here we go. No, don't hit just the one. That didn't really work out the way I'd hoped.
Not even close.
Alright. Screw it, we'll just take these out. Oh, Joey, if you're still there, how was your... Oh. How was your, eggs and rice?
All hail the Almighty!
Did he just knock himself over? No, somebody must have attacked me and I missed it. Okay.
All swords are broken. All who would besmirch this sacred place. All trespassers shall be eliminated.
He sounds like Bane. I have no idea what he's saying. Oh. No. Set him on fire. Yes, there we go.
The king must be in his castle.
Oh, he stops time when he does that. Okay. Interesting. Oh, finish him off. There we go. Sector G's been taken. There's our next spot. Okay, I know we're talking about the destruction of Lucis right now, but I am having a lot of fun. Alright, let's quickly catch up before we move on. That's what's in the web address. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'd be speculating, and I guess wrong, so. What did this game turn into? This is a DLC. It's its own thing. You can't compare it to what you knew about the main story. Panda, I forgot to tell you what I'm downloading. Siren. Don't tease me. What are you downloading? I'll traverse your terrain. Skip, we missed you around here. Spoonerman, yes. It was great? That's good. Sounds delicious. What quote do we have? Hashtag hanging bits. I vaguely remember that. I still don't remember the game, though. Was it Outlast? I feel like that might have been Outlast. And you facepalmed. Oh, you got the same one again. I can't. You gotta guess. Is it New Vegas? Oh, it's the satanic unicorn thing. Oh, that might have been actually from this game. Siren is downloading a Trump sex tape. Ew. Ew. God. Why would you inject that thought in anybody's brain?
Almost done. How does it look?
Quite promising. We should be able to break through the barrier with a well-timed assault. You ought to evacuate lest you get caught in the crossfire.
Yes, but there's something I must attend to first. I've got a king to kill.
Oh, we're only doing 3.
That wasn't part of the plan.
I finished my work. Now it's time to play.
But we...
No, Barnes. You just stick to your plan and keep the boys in black busy for me. Now, off to see His Majesty who lives in the house that Somnus built.
What's the situation? Unfavorable. The target has been destroying all the wall amplifiers. Who is he? We can't identify him.
a skilled combatant, and he seems to have the Infernian under his control. I fear we must prepare for the worst, Your Majesty.
Not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see Diamond Weapon again. That is far and away the biggest Easter egg I wish. Uh-oh. Alright, we hit the ground.
That's going to be hard to fix.
Alright. What do we got going on here? Oh, I can still go over to them. Alright, so I could knock out the other 4 if I wanted.
Behold! Where's your head?
Confirmed sighting of multiple Imperial dreadnoughts outside the wall. It wasn't our fault. We can't afford it.
Oh, snap! I got knocked over.
First wave personnel. Prepare for deployment.
Is this truly the best Lucy can muster?
Oop, there we go.
This is going to hurt.
God, that sounds so painful. Oh, I missed. There we go. Oh, we're getting items from them too. I didn't realize that. Oh! That's where those... Okay, alright. It's sad that it's taking me this long to realize his mechanics. I thought the weird buzzsaw effect was from my enemies. I realize that's not the case now. Ardyn, you're having way too much fun. Oh, I got shot!
Not even close.
I kind of wish that healed you too. I mean, at least that did, right?
Oh dear, you look like you've seen a ghost.
There's a lot of people here. Well, I mean, I guess we're at the castle, right? So that makes sense. There we go. No, we're not done yet.
Think you can kill me? I'd love to see you try. This is going to hurt.
Oh, these will come back to sing. Okay. Oh, This boss music, I love it. Yoo-hoo!
But of course, make yourselves at home. I have some other business to attend to, so I'll leave you to yours.
Enter the Citadel. Oh my god, Skip, I'm banning him? Wow, you got quite the reaction out of her, Skip. Skip, no one wants the... Sloppy, we already had the image in our heads. Why did you have to put words to it, too? Alright. Danger awaits within the Citadel. Are you ready? Is there, yes. Before we go in and do whatever it is we're gonna do, let's see what's in this magazine. I think the music is the perfect amount of ridiculous. Okay.
Oh my, what big walls you have. All the better to look down upon his enslaved subjects from. Time to call in a favor with the king and have him summon my beloved brother.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I feel like this fight's gonna be more epic than the Noctis versus Ardyn one.
Something wrong, officer?
Ah, you must be His Majesty.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Why are you here?
Why, for you.
The Royal Arms? Who are you?
You ought to know, being a man of royal blood yourself.
Adagium.
In the flesh. Here to bring the bloodline of Lucis to an end.
Alright, let the clash be... Oh god, alright. Great start.
On my honor as king, I will vanquish you.
What an awful thing to say to your own flesh and blood.
That is not where he is.
Try this.
Ow. Here. Sorry. Real quick. Yes. Let's make life a little easier for ourselves, shall we? What's this one? Rising Phantom. L1 and R1 after stringing together a 100-hit combo. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Receive items after... I don't care about that. Meteor Strike. Crash into the ground. Defeats... Okay, screw it. Sure. Ifrit has a... Oh, this is Ifrit specifically. Okay. Unique techniques that he can perform on Ardyn's command. Yeah. Flames of Rage. I don't have enough. Sadness. I sense an impending Star Wars duel. The way they walk towards each other there reminded me of Episode 7. Is that The Force Awakens? I haven't seen the new ones. But yeah, I can definitely see the vibe there too. I love the standoff of like two people with similar abilities. Or two foes with similar whatever. Usually makes for a really epic battle. It was The Force Awakens, okay. Alright, let's carry on. Oh, we just punched him. Right in the throat. There we go.
This monster must be contained. It's too dangerous. He must be stopped.
Oh, snap!
Oh I expected more from a legendary king of Lucis. Well, I would certainly hate to disappoint.
Regis is pretty awesome. Ow!
Here goes.
Oh! Crap! I didn't even see it! No. Okay, there we go. Back to full health. Alright, let's see this.
Brace yourself.
That was pretty cool. Okay. Oh no, he's doing something different. Ow.
Take this. Not bad. Try this.
I can't see. There we go. My god, he's psychotic in this form. Ifrit! Oh, no, no, not doing that again. That's cool. Okay, that was way too much fun.
Done already? But the fun's just begun. Summon the old wall.
How do you know about that?
I've heard the souls of kings reside within those statues. Of course, that's only hearsay. Why not summon the wall so we can see for ourselves? What I wouldn't give for a chance to speak with the Founder King himself. Come out, Somnus! The longer you wait, the longer he'll suffer! Huh?
Well, they put up a good fight. Yes, you knocked him out.
Is he dead?
Well, we know that's not true.
Oh dear. Perhaps I don't know my own strength. Huh. Well, I'm waiting.
This guy... He looks like... He looks like a Dark Souls boss. Sorry, that was way too long. Not looking at the chat here. I sense an impending star. Oh, no, read that already. Sorry. Regis looked so much more Asian when he was younger. Yeah. And it's kind of funny because Noctis looks more of that ethnicity when he's older. Hey, Wendigo. How's it going? I'm doing all right. How are you doing tonight? Big guy. Yes. Very big. All right. Let's see how this goes.
2,000 and whose fault do you think that is? Who could have exiled me as a monster and erased me from the face of
No
history?
escape! You tainted, unfit to sit the throne. Please, brother, return to the darkness whence you came.
Now? But I'm having so much fun! To think I get the pleasure of killing you myself.
That's cool.
Let the game begin.
This is no beginning.
Over here.
Only the end.
What's wrong, dear brother? Too afraid to put down your expensive toy and come face me yourself?
This is preposterous. How could one so impure possess such power?
Where you be, Somnus? There. Oh, there you are.
On guard. Impossible.
Just bouncing off him like a Mario.
I was right to have sealed you away. You truly are a monster, brother. No escape!
The only monster here is you. Enjoy.
Oh. What are you aiming for here, Ardyn? Oh, I got slapped. No, not the. Oh, I still got smacked. Okay, fine. Oh my god, I actually have over 100 hits.
The gods blessed you as their chosen. The people of
Well, not anymore.
I was neither powerful nor popular. Just envious.
Hey, Nikki! How's it going? Thank you for the resub. 13 months. My god, the time's flying by. Thank you. How are you this evening? Let me catch up here now that we've got a moment. He's the big brother now. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he is, eh? Doing good. Just got back home from taking wedding photos for my mom and stepdad. Nice! Congrats to them. They hired a professional and I took some to increase my photography level. Nice! Well, I hope it went well. That sounds like it would be a lot of fun, so... Fucking an orange might be interesting, but not that Cheetos puff of a man. Dude, I don't know what to say to any of what you just said, Pixel. It is. Yeah, obviously you guys are speaking literally. He is the bigger brother, but, actually, did they say which one? Is Somnus supposed to be older? Or is it Ardyn? Because we only find out officially in this episode that they're brothers, but we don't actually know who was born first. Hey, it's going good. Just got back from being out of town today. Oh, nice. Was it a trip of leisure, I hope? Relaxation and whatnot? Ardyn is older, okay. Which, I mean, it kind of not makes sense, but typically, if someone's going to ascend to a throne, it's usually the older of a sibling, so... Says in the... Yeah, okay. I figure facts like that would be in, like, the books and the movies, but I was just wondering if you knew offhand. See, I told you I could probably get paid for insulting people. Pixel, I want to see you make this page now. I hope that's a thing. Alright. It's really awkward trying to hit him. Normally. Like, it looks like I just need to survive while my bar keeps going up. Yeah, I guess that's all I need to do.
I yearned desperately to be special, yet I had nothing to set me apart. Nothing at all.
Until you stole it from me. You ripped it from my arms.
I love this character design. Oh no. No, okay. I don't think I could have avoided that. Oh, I can't summon him. Okay. No. There we go. That's what I wanted. Not that.
Behold! When I first donned the crown and put on the ring, my first received my call and I understood that the demons could not be allowed to rule in this world. The sinners could not be allowed to sit the throne!
Lies, fairy tales, and fallacies. All of it. Dance. Keep on.
Hellfire! Oh god! I don't know if you guys saw that, but he did just shy of 100,000 damage there. You know, I wasn't wrong. That actually was more epic. But in the end, he must have failed. Because this is young Regis.
What I did to you was unforgivable. But I did it for the future of our kingdom, of our people.
A small sacrifice for the good of society. How noble.
Our line has done everything in our power to protect our people, just as the gods bade. I was merely fulfilling my calling.
And here I thought I was the Blessed One, but it was you all along.
I dare not ask your forgiveness. I do ask your understanding.
What? You took everything from me. Everything. And you ask my understanding?
I pray your soul find repose, brother.
Interesting. I love how Bahamut just like wrecks Ifrit.
I shall not let thee become a snare of kings.
Please tell me we don't have to fight Bahamut.
Why? Why do the gods deny me my revenge?
Because thou hast been chosen to serve a different purpose. To spread darkness throughout the world is thy true calling.
Darkness?
Soon, the true king will be born unto Lucis. He shall lead the people as their beacon of hope, and drive away the darkness. In turn, thou shalt be his sacrifice, the limitless shadow that ushers in the light.
Why must I continue to suffer? Have I not already sacrificed enough?
The true king awakens, summoning the power of his forebears. He shall, at last, relieve thee of thy suffering. Then, the line of Lucis shall come to an end, and the revenge thou seekest shall finally be found. So it is ordained, and so shall it be.
You say I am not the savior of man, but his sacrificial lamb. And that I live only to die by the hand of the heir to an ill-gotten throne. That is the fate the gods have chosen to bestow upon me!
The very same. Defy thy destiny if thou dare, but know that it will grant thee a life of darkness unending, devoid of death's reprieve. What say thee, Ardyn?
I think he submits to fate. He just wants to be relieved.
Loath though I am to serve the shadows and surrender to the scion of a usurper, so long as it brings the royal bloodline to an end. So long as I get my revenge, I will submit.
As thou shouldst, the fate bestowed upon a man cannot be changed. Now go, fulfill thy calling.
It's so weird that the gods have permitted him to bring 10 years of eternal suffering. Well, not eternal.
That I was meant to serve as some sacrifice? Did you keep this from me, Era? What about you? Dear brother, did you know? Answer me!
Okay. Random Square Enix logo, sure. What are we watching right now? Sorry, Pixel, you're gonna hear some more moaning, apparently.
Am I alive? Oh, does it matter? Perhaps not.
We're doing the end sequence for this a little differently.
Nothing matters. None of it. Not the blessed gods above, nor the accursed kings below. To hell with them all.
Don't kill the tree.
All that matters is I have my revenge. I will spread this scourge across the earth, lure out this king of light, and kill him. Then, the entire world of Eos will be drenched in the darkness of despair for time eternal.
And now he's turned into Kefka. He's got the maniacal laughter down pat. I'll give him that. So now it's just going to be a quick overview of the entire main story as it pertains to Ardyn, I'm guessing. So that explains why he would help Noctis on occasion. Because I'm guessing he knew that even if he did kill Noctis, he would not be, like, he would still be living eternally, right? The only way for him to die as well is if Noctis killed him by sacrificing himself. Oh god, we have to relive this part again. Yep. Okay, let me read up on what I missed here while we're going through this. Oh god, right, the ice area. I like that. Sorry, I will catch up in a minute here. God, that was good. I enjoyed that. Sorry, I want... Oh. Thank you, Siren. Siren. Nikki, thanks for the roar. Just so you know, you literally don't have much visible health left in your bar. You're hanging in there by a thread. Where are we at here? It says in the book, you were with Wendigo and his mom and step. Oh, you went to the wedding today. Okay. Of course you would. Oh, yes. I would want to see that, yes. It was fun until my sinus medicine wore off. Oh, no. Episode Ardyn. Oh, Matito is Stream Boss. Well, welcome to the Stream Boss awesomeness.
I'm afraid you're out of luck. Off my chair, Jester. The king sits there.
To be continued in Chapter 14 of Final Fantasy 15. Oh. In case you did play it before finishing the main story. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's not a party member, so it's not like I would have earned gear for him. I earned the title of commendable. So, terrible. Alright. The nightmare ends. Rexy, yeah. I like this pick. It's pretty cool. No, I'm not sharing my certificate of completion. No. Let me leave. New information added to the data log. New hat shop open for business. Okay. Acquired the mutant Rakshasa blade. Okay. Acquired Ardyn's ensemble for Noctis. Oh, goody! We can dress up Noctis as Ardyn. Unlock the Kingly Clash. After centuries of suffering, Ardyn prepares to finally free himself from the shackles of a cruel fate by killing the King of Light and putting an end to the line of Lucius. Only then will he finally know release. Didn't catch the rest. Aww. This whole game is just sadness incarnate. I love the game, don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of fun with it. There's not a lot of happy moments in it, though. Alright, let me catch up. We'll leave it on this screen. We'll leave it, listen to this music. So I never use my cookies. Apparently you gambled them? I don't know. That's weird. I'll try to check in some past streams, see if I can catch a stream that you were in and check your cookies. Maybe we can find out what happened there. Where am I at here? Everyone's good. I should start a new perma delete channel? No. Every time I die playing a game, I delete the whole channel and start a new one. Yes, that would go over real well, I'm sure. Or slightly less harsh. I could just end stream every time I die. That might be a bit more feasible, yeah. What's new with you? Hellos, not much. Going to get back on Monday stream. Stop because with Texas weather getting bad, headaches. That's no good. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that, Nikki. There are two different endings. Well, yeah. Whether you submit or whether you don't. It's no different than with Ignis. Well, did we ever find out how to unlock his other option? Greetings. I still love that emote. I need to look up what it is if you don't submit. Yeah. I thought about doing that. But, I mean, ultimately, Ardyn just wants his revenge. He wants his revenge on his brother's bloodline more than he wants to defy the gods. So, it seemed like the more obvious option. I loved Bahamut's look, by the way. I like how they took his blades and made it resemble, like, the dragon wings from his past iterations. It was such a... The silhouette of him is really, really cool, the way they did that. Donald Trump moaning. Why, Skip? Why are you perpetuating this more? Answer me! I don't know what you asked! Oh, you're asking Nikki what was new with her. Okay. I hate this. What is it that you hate, Pixel? Is it all the Donald Trump moaning, or... I don't know how far back I am, actually. Kind of, but I need to get back to it. I miss talking to y'all. Oh, we miss you too, Nikki. And you, Wendigo. I hope you decide to start streaming again soon. That's a boss I wish we saw in here. Bahamut? Yes, laugh more. Yeah, oh, the maniacal laughter, yeah. SFX. Okay, yeah, that's how far back I am. Hey, we went past the 3 hour. Yes. Yes, we are about 20-25 minutes past when we normally would end, but that's okay. Batito, okay, I just got to your bits, your cheer there. Thank you again. I was about to do that. Siren, you gotta let other people reign once in a while, right? If you think this is sadness, please never play Mother 3. Earthbound is Mother 2, right? And then Mother is Japanese only, I know that one. So is there an Earthbound 2? Or was Mother 3 Japanese only as well? If they finished the DLC, it would have been happy. Oh, really? Well, it continues on in the book, though, right? Like, whatever story they had planned, I could theoretically still read about it. No, I haven't spent my cookies. I had a lot of cookies. Yeah, I think you had, like... I don't know. I don't want to speculate. If you happen to know when you were last in the stream, Nikki, ideally, if you knew when you last checked it, we can just pull the number off of that and we'll add it back in. Let's make sure. That's really bizarre to me. Yeah, it's reset. Can somebody else check their cookies? I want to see if anyone else had theirs reset for any reason. I was going to play through it myself. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. This is on your list again. Yeah, that seems about right, Joey. Alright, thank you for checking. Skip flexing with his 223,000. Bahama's a jerkwad in this game. He's... Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's no different than the other gods, though. Like... I guess Ifrit's kind of subjective to your point of view, if you think he's justified in his revenge. I gotta say, Shiva's not a jerkwad. She was actually pretty awesome. Leviathan is absolutely a jerk. 100%. Leviathan is such a douche in this game. Titan just yelled a lot and tried to punch me in the face. So I guess that would technically make him a douche too. Roma was probably the most laid back, straightforward. You just go to his 3 like shrine-like things, and then you had him. He gave you his blessing, and it was glorious. No Kefka. He was laughing like Kefka. Donald Trump moaning. I sincerely hope that there is not a video of him moaning anywhere, or audio or anything. I don't want there to be comparisons. Panda, someday we will have to introduce everyone to the wonderful world of... Yes. New Vegas is on my list. I need to get myself a second monitor, because Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Oblivion, I am not going to stream off of my PS3, because there's a lot of memory issues with that, so I will be streaming it off the PC. So I just need to get the proper setup to accommodate for that. Once that happens, New Vegas is definitely going to shoot up high on my priority list, and that is definitely a quest that we will subject everyone to. You gotta battle Garuda now? No. I've heard enough horror stories about Garuda. Is Garuda the one that everyone keeps saying is like an hour long? Or 10 hours long, or whatever it is? Earthbound is Mother 2. Okay, so is there an Earthbound 2? Mother 3 was Japan only, that's why I haven't heard of it. Okay. I think it was considered too sad to be brought to the West. Really? I mean, that's certainly a thing. I could see them thinking that, but usually they would just change the ending and just remarket it for North American audiences. If they thought it would sell. The book has a happy ending. Okay. Well, I'm going through a Witcher book right now, but I'll have to order that off of Amazon and make that my next read. Congrats on your 1 cookie win, Betito. That was me checking, yeah. Bahamut is a jerk in every FF game. No, he's not. He's awesome in FF7. It was in the tens of thousands, the last I remember seeing of it. I don't remember... There was a lot of gambling going on. So... that's the cookie check. And Joey lost all his cookies. Pixel, you're getting up there. Pixel's having a hard time with the keyboard right now, that's okay. Rama and Shiva are historically on the player's side. Yeah, true! Probably an Ardyn Modi compilation. I hope that's not a thing. New Vegas is on my list as well. Nice. I will try to keep my eye out for that. Yeah, see, Wendigo still has those. Wendigo, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. I know you and Nikki like to be on other people, like each other's accounts on occasion. Is it possible that you would have accidentally gambled away her cookies? I'm not accusing you, I'm just asking you if it's possible. Because I think Nikki's the only one that's affected, which is really, really, really weird. Let's not talk about PS3 Bethesda. PS4 Bethesda is not that much better though, Joey. I'll have to check because I can't remember. Yeah, same here. No, she was the FF14 meets FF15. What? Garuda's who you're talking about. Sorry, I don't know. And then Noctis went to 14. Wait, what? I'm sorry, Siren. I need a little more clarification. I'm not understanding what you mean. Let's just say the game begins with Lucas's mom dying and him going on a journey to try to find out how to revive her. Oh god, it's one of those. Okay. I have yet to find a story that starts off that way and actually ends happy. So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Panda reads... Yeah. I know, right? I don't own a PS4 or Xbox One, though, so I can't comment on New Bethesda. Have you... Well, you've played them on PC. Right? Yeah. There's just fewer memory issues, from what I understand. I haven't had issues with it. But otherwise, it's still the same old. Siren's drunk. No, I think we just missed a step, that's all. I don't mess with her cookies, it's like her money. I don't do that without permission. That's okay. Definitely good. It's an event. Like an FF15? No, you're talking about 14. Oh, I see. It's kind of like, okay, so Garuda's originally from FF14, and during a patch or whatever, they brought her over to 15, and vice versa with Noctis. I don't know what Noctis would be doing in 14. I don't know if he's an NPC or a boss battle or what, but is that what you're talking about then? The Garuda event in 15 is a crossover of 14. Yeah, okay, alright. On PC. Yeah, okay, so you know current gen Bethesda then. My sister got Outer Worlds and she loves it. It's a good game. New Vegas is still better. But I still enjoyed the game. And for anyone wondering, even though we already completed that here, I will be playing it again when the DLC releases. Not the whole thing, just the DLC section, because we already went through the main story once. Then on 14, Noctis joins in on a quest, and that's how you get the car. Oh, okay, so he's an ally, temporary ally then. Okay. Was the Garuda event in 15? Was that limited time, or can you still find a side quest? Both. So hypothetically, Siren, and I promise nothing, because I never usually bother with the ultra-hard boss battles. Like, I never fought Ruby in FF7, and I only played with Emerald a little bit before I just said nope. But if I were to challenge Garuda on here, how would I go about doing that? Okay. Let's go back to the main screen. Their singing is getting loud. I own PS3 copies of Skyrim Legendary Edition, Oblivion Game of the Year, Fallout 3, and New Vegas Ultimate. Nice. Yeah, their games are definitely ones you want to get like the Ultimate Editions of, or the Game of the Year Editions. For sure. It's still in the game. Yes, Panda, just like you can get the Engine Blade in Origins. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I keep forgetting they do a lot of cross... Ever since Kingdom Hearts came to pass, Square Enix has no issues with crossing over universes with, like, gear and characters. Like, even within their own worlds. So, that shouldn't surprise me. That is a really... Is that like the Joker from Batman? Oh my god. That looks like an ICP character. Or face. Those emotes are a little scary, Wendigo, but they look good. Scary, but good. Origins. You can still find it in FF15. There's a normal mode and her X mode, EX mode, where you need to be at least like level 8. Oh, 80. 80 plus, okay. Where to find it. If I were to challenge Garuda. Again, no promises. I won't be streaming it even if I decide to do it, but I'm just curious if I'm insane enough to actually want to challenge myself in such a manner. Or Joey, because I think you played this as well, if you happen to know. Or RPGer. No, you didn't know. You already stated that. Never mind. Sorry. If anyone happens to know. It's Relic the Clown. I watch him on Facebook and on Twitch. He's a really cool clown. He lives in Houston. Oh, okay. Was it inspired by ICP? Like, I get that kind of vibe from his emotes. I haven't played this, just know from watching Siren. Oh, I see. Okay. I look at my gameplay. You hear someone calling for help, but I forget where you get it. Oh! I had a couple of those quests. You were, the only ones that were calling for help were hunters. You just had to go and rescue them, basically. So that's probably not what you meant? Don't know. Alright, fair enough. I hate clowns. So I'm sorry for the dude, but I kind of don't like the dude. That's okay, Nikki. I'm sure he would understand. Did I do the 15 event live or just the game? You started Garuda, but I didn't think you finished it. Kind of remember where, but I don't. That's alright. I mean, I can just as easily, like, check Google as well. I just thought maybe you might happen to know. Alright. I think it's about time we wrap this up. Gothis Rest Area. That name kind of looks familiar. So obviously a region in the game. Okay, Joey, when I stream it, I'll do it all since it'll be 100%. You're going to 100% that. Why do you keep trying to 100% all the really heavy-duty games? That's so hardcore. I believe you can do it, Siren. It's just the challenge is unreal. I can even buy Relic's time for $50 so he can do a video or come see his fans. Oh, yeah, there's a website that does that, right? Got Nikki laughing here. She's in a shed or something asking for help with her chocobo. Oh, okay. So it's a different setup. I want to stream 15, but I need a new GPU first. Well, in the meantime, New Vegas. Okay. Let's get to the end scene here. Sadly, this will be it for FF15. Unless we get like a new patch or more DLC or something. Then I'll revisit it, but that seems extremely unlikely. So, we'll be changing up games on Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and being here with me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Siren, especially, since you just survived, and Joey, actually, because you were there the whole time, too. You guys are awesome being here, despite the 22-hour stream you guys had last night. It's Sunday, so we're not going to worry about rating anybody. But, yeah. Tuesday we shall. Everyone else that's lurking and hanging out, thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for the bits and the resubs and whatnot. You're all awesome. I hope you know that. She told me to mod her entire stream, so I did. Yeah, you take it very seriously. I'm quite impressed. yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday. Oh, so the Garuda quest is in the same one as the Mikoti quest? I'm not familiar with that one. Available in China 4. Chapter, oh, okay. Like, what does that mean? Chapter 4, okay, that actually does help. Perfect. All right, thank you for checking that out for me, RPGer. I'll definitely look into that further and see if that's a challenge I want to take on. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much. See you on Tuesday. Have a good night.